Good afternoon, all. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon, madam.
Right. Have you got the mark? Not yet.
No, madam.
No. Alright. Okay. We start the lesson. Last time we discussed about the contribution in the form. Employment opportunities in the agricultural sector can be categorized as follows. Those related to tea, coconut and rubber estate and paddy cultivation, in the production of rice flour, wool, and treat meat in the processing industries related to mine export, in processing coconut products and in the fisheries industry. As new employment opportunities are created in the agriculture, much attention is paid on it by the government. When considering contribution of the Sri Lankan agricultural sector to the export income, the importance of this sector becomes prominent. So the composition of agricultural export in 2012. According to this table, on board for 25% of the export income of Sri Lanka is earned by the agriculture. That is the prominent, right? And that's the good place paid by the agriculture field of the agriculture. 24% has been taken. These spices and coconut are among the major exports. Here you can see today we have got 14.4%, rubber 1.3, coconut 2.1, spices 2.6, vegetables 0.1, tobacco 0.4, seafood. Seafood also come under the cultivation. 2 point, agricultural export 0.8, total 23.9. Right. So, there are some activities based on the agriculture and all. You can complete this too. Karan. Bapak, ya, nanti lagi lagi. Jadi nanti kita send letter में दिया है ना, once you finish this statement and also if you write the answers perfectly for these questions, actually you won't need to study by heart. right? ये बात ये नोट की रखी है नहीं एक और practice से Once you finish, raise your hand. Okay. Thomas Cowell given an answer. He said, what about you? Nothing to finish. Others? Tanvi also. Right. The first question. Complete the table including numerical analysis related to agriculture. Calculation is unnecessary. Lakshmi, can you read the answer?
Paddy cultivation, seed production and sales, rice processing and packaging, agri progression, tea cultivation, tea plantation management, tea plantation and harvesting, tea export and trading, coconut cultivation, coconut processing industry, coconut fiber and raw production, coconut oil production, fisheries cultivation, fish farming, deep sea fishing, port building and trade.
Perfect. Yeah. What are the reasons for the reduction of the labor cost related to agricultural sector in Sri Lanka?
Increased use of modern farming machinery replacing manual labor, low social recognition and interest among youth toward traditional agriculture, income instability due to climate change and price fluctuations.
Perfect. Right food suggestions to overcome those reasons. Second,
Introduce modern technology, provide financial support.
Then with example, the importance of the agricultural sector for the economy in Sri Lanka. Something
provides food for the population. Example, paddy, vegetables, crops. Earns food in exchange to export tea, coconut and rubber. Supplies raw materials to industries, rice mills, tea trees, coconut and fruit.
yeah. So next we move the manufacturing industry. This is a nice topic. We are discussing about the special manufacturing industries distributed in the world. Manufacturing industries occupy a very important place among economic activities of man. Industry which produce both finished and semi-finished products with the knowledge of technology and skill of a man. Utilizing the raw materials and other factors of production are manufacturing industry. Utilizing raw materials and other factors of production are called manufacturing industry. During this process, goods are produced by using essential raw materials in such a way that the value is attributed to them so that they would provide maximum utility. මෙන්න මේ manufacturing material වල අපි add කරනවා materials in such a way that value attributed so that they would be profit maximum utility එකක් ගන්න මේ ඔක්කොම raw materials maximum level එකකින් use කරන්න ඕනේ. With the dawn of the industrial revolution. During the 18th century, there was a revival in the field of industry in many countries of the world. During this period, certain industries exercised as cottage industries were transformed into factories producing high quality industrial goods using machinery and new technological methods. ඇත්තටම අද වෙනකොට ගොඩාක් new technological methods ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා industry. Here we are going to discuss the five industries: iron and steel industry, automobile industry, shipbuilding industry, and electronic industry, as well as cotton textile industry. Right? First, we must think about what are the factors that affect on the location of the industry. Just because there is land, nobody will come and place the industry on there. They look forward that which kind of things we must consider before we locate the industry of that area. The first one, power and energy. Whether that land can get fuel, petroleum oil, hydroelectricity, nuclear power or other. Second, transport. Water, air transport, land, technology related transport others. Infrastructure facilities, bank, insurance, communication, others. Capital. Actually, that is the initial stage we need, what we need. We need capital to find out the state sector, private sector, multinational company. Labor force also we need human labor, skilled, unskilled, machinery, robotics like. Market, local and foreign market, we must aim. State policy, actually it should be directly based on the manufacturing industry. The state policy is good. The more investors come and invest their industries here in Sri Lanka. Decision regarding expansion, industrial colonies, settlement, industrial cities, industrial villages, tax concessions. Raw material, agro raw materials, minerals, processed raw materials are there. First, iron and steel industry. Actually, it is very perfect and powerful industry in the world. It was established in the 18th century. later half of the 18th century, because you know that the iron and steel mean it's the raw material for many other industries. That is prominent in the industry. Right? There are also countries where the iron and steel industries maintain a high level of using imported raw material. And this industry in determining the technical strength of a country and in addition as iron and steel are used as raw material for production equipment. This industry has an important function. In this industry, basically iron ore is used to produce iron. Pig iron is mixed with other metals and say sheets and further produce steel. During the early stage of the Industrial Revolution, 90% of the raw material used for production activities in the field of machinery, electrical products and transport was iron and steel. Later, when aluminium was discovered, the demand for iron and steel dropped to 65%. Iron and steel industry is linked to different economic activities. The world also is for as the base of the industry. First, you can see the products based on iron and steel, right? From kitchen to dining, living room, everywhere, not only from kitchen, actually many more industries, they use iron raw materials in their factories or you can see many more productions are available. First, I need to show you the video where
Hello everyone! Today we would like to show you some situations in multicultural society and tips that will help you get through these awkward situations so easily.
Right. Normally, it's basically how iron and steel production is the factory. There is a continuous development in the iron and steel industry in the world. The iron and steel production, which was around 70 million metric tons in 2000, has risen to 130 million metric tons by 2012 as shown in graph. मैंने ग्राफ के पेन्ने देखकर The uneven distribution of mineral resources has also affected iron and steel production as shown graph. Different countries have contributed to the production capacity of iron and steel in various amounts. China has made the greatest contribution. You can see China with iron and steel factories here. Second, Japan, but China ने मदद किया है. Although the iron and steel industry was located in the region where raw material was found in the past, there is a trend at present to locate the industry outside the place. Right? In the previous area, actually in UK like that area, they basically place this industry in the raw material. But nowadays, there has been change. Country, China, production sector, southern region of Manchuria, region में MCQ का region में important factors influencing your location. Mera iron extract करना Japan, Osaka, Kobe, Kyoto zone, where is the port facilities and manufacture for import and export. Actually, you can't find many raw material here in Japan. They are taking that from the market. United Kingdom, Birmingham district, South Wales region, Lancashire region, North Eastern Coastal region. Easy access to iron ore and coal and also port facilities to important markets. Russia, Kuznets zone, Moscow basin zone, US zone. Availability of iron ore which has a high content of iron. देखिए high content of iron Moscow area. India, Western industrial zone, Eastern industrial zone. Availability of coal and iron जैसे बच्चे. In the state of Orissa and Bihar. United States of America, Michigan Lake, Petersburg region, Detroit industries, they could be utilized for transport and the availability of raw material. You can see these areas, number 1 China, number 2 Japan, where the iron and ore production industry, number 3 West Europe including the UK, 4 Russia, number 5 the USA, number 6 Brazil, number 7 India. These are the prominent countries. When you go to this table, you can see that China is the best for the exporting metric tons of iron and ore, and USA is prominent to the import of iron and ore. China ने तो मदद किया था. Other question लिखा थी ना, third question में हमें लिया था. Name the industries. Name the industries based on iron and ore. Name the industries based on iron and ore. Yeah. අද තව දෙන්නේ තුන්වෙනි ඉන්නවා. හරි. The first question. Write down the countries that imported more steel in 2011. Sir, sorry, lucky you. Question number 1. Right. Lucky you. Question number 1 to say. Right answer. Read the answer.
USA and all.
Write down 2 reasons why more steel was involved by several countries in 2012 and in 2011. That's it.
Distance, expansion of industrial.
Okay. At the last question, I asked that what are the products? Sir, what did you write?
Construction and infrastructure, automotive manufacturing, shipbuilding and marine equipment, aerospace and aviation manufacturing, machinery and equipment manufacturing.
Features and trends of the iron and steel industry. Diverse qualitative feature of iron and steel. Durability, capacity to bear weight, flexibility, ability to bear withstand shocks, profitable production. Ability to improve quality by mixing with other metals, aluminum, copper. Ability to recycle after discarding, all iron, scrap iron. All the countries use iron and steel as a base metal for various products. Production activities have become modernized after moving away from traditional technology. Ability to smelt iron using alternating source of energy. For example, an electric arc furnace could be used as an alternative to smelting iron ore. Some countries which were prominent in production of iron and steel in the past have gradually received from the market. That market again gradually. And there is an increase in demand for steel and iron in Asian countries. The new market has been created. China, South Korea, the market very today. England and Europe, iron and steel, every country will gain the value. With the development of electronic technology, various supplies are created. Educated utilize annular field. Certain countries export steel as well as import steel in the international trade. China, South Korea වගේ රටවල් international trade එකකින් වෙනේවත් තියෙනවා. There is a tendency to locate industries based on factors such as capital and availability of a market rather than focusing on factors such as availability of iron ore, raw materials and coal. Iron and ore, raw material, coal, ඒ වගේ ඒවා අපිට tendency එකක් තියෙනවා මේකේ අද වෙනකොට ප්‍රොඩක්ට් කරන්න මේ ක්වෙස්චන් වලට යන්න කලින් මම පොඩි වීඩියෝ එකකට යනවා. මේක මම පොඩි වෙලාවක් දෙන්නම්.
I'm here in Port Talbot, Wales, Britain's largest steel mills. Steel has been made here for decades with giant blast furnaces. But all this is only possible because of net zero. The plant is also Britain's biggest single emitter of carbon dioxide. So if the UK is to meet the climate targets, then Port Talbot needs to change how it makes its steel.
So this is number 4 furnace, is one of the 2 operating furnaces on site. As you look at the structure, everything at the top really is designed for getting the materials into the furnace and also taking the gases off the top of the furnace. We're making about 3.2 million tons of iron or hot metal as we call it per year. So typically each furnace is making about 5,500–6,000 tons of hot metal per day in a more or less constant operation, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, for about 20 years.
Port Talbot is not the only site that needs to change. The industry still uses billions of tons of coking coal from blast furnaces and accounts for 7 to 9% of global carbon dioxide emissions. Companies across the world are racing to find ways to cut their carbon footprint. But overhauling a giant industry is an enormous task, and it also requires a lot of investment. Analysts from Wood Mackenzie estimate that $1.4 trillion will be needed to achieve net zero in the steel and iron industries by 2050. Companies are looking at a combination of electric arc furnaces and hydrogen to eliminate carbon dioxide emissions completely in the future. Many have also launched intermediate solutions to reduce emissions over time, including using more recycled steel in the blast furnace. Here, at its plant in Ghent, Belgium, ArcelorMittal has built a facility that can turn waste wood into bioeconomy with a lower carbon dioxide footprint, replacing a portion of the regular variety with large furnaces. Yeah, so what are we looking at here? It looks quite a lot compared to the rest of the world.
Yes, indeed, as you say, it's very new and modern, and it's a new Torino plant, it's a production plant, in which we want to try to convert waste wood to make biocoal out of it. And this biocoal is then directly blended with fossil carbon, and that way we trade off fossil carbon with, in fact, recycled carbon. With 37,000 tons of biocoal produced, it will reduce the carbon footprint of the blast furnaces with about 5%.
On the same side, the company has invested in equipment capturing waste gases from one of its blast furnaces. Microwave will then convert these into ethanol, which can be recycled into carbon-containing chemical products such as plastics or fuels.
So we are standing next to the first European gas purification plant. It's a very novel thing, and what we do is actually we grow bacteria in a very controlled lab environment, and we feed them with sterile waste gas. Each reactor will contain around 10 tons of bacterial biomass. That's, to make an analogy, that's about 3 or 4 male elephants of body mass. We need to control the bacterial biomass by continuously harvesting all this excess biomass.
So, in a very simple way, the biomass is still feeding on the waste gases that have come from the blast furnace.
Yes, this plant is designed to produce ethanol. How ethanol will be used to blend in with petrol. This plant alone can capture annually around 150,000 tons of CO2.
So 150,000 tons of waste gas. How much is that as a percentage of the plant's overall carbon emissions on an annual basis?
So the plant really emits annually around 9 million tons of CO2. Well, you need to put things in perspective. It sounds amazing, 150,000 tons, but if you read the number 9 million, beyond the road is a very long way to go.
We are responsible for the same 8% of CO2 emissions of the country. We, in our case, altogether about 9 million tons of CO2. Our idea is to say we have to do all of it, because we know how much green electricity is needed to make the hydrogen, to make steam hydrogen. So we want to consume or turn to 1/4 of the entire electricity consumption in Belgium to only make this plant based on electrification.
While the inclusion of technologies such as carbon capture and storage is key in the transition, bigger steps will be needed to help people to decarbonise. In Port Talbot, Tarleton plans to build an electric arc furnace that will melt down scrap rather than converting raw materials. These are smaller, more flexible, and emit a fraction of the carbon dioxide of blast furnaces. But scrap supplies are limited, and these electric arc furnaces cannot always produce the quality required for certain applications. Several companies plan to build so-called direct reduction plants in combination with electric arc furnaces. A DRI plant uses natural gas and potentially hydrogen instead of coking coal to reduce the iron ore. The big bet is on green hydrogen. H2 Green Steel, a Swedish startup, is promising to have a large-scale green steel plant up and running as early as 2025.
We're taking technology from steel industry across the world, but also other industries, to really find the most optimal flow. Green hydrogen, at large scale, with electrolyzers. Then we need to add heat to it in order for it to reduce in the DRI facilities. This region in the north of Sweden has a lot of hydropower. The site is connected to a river that generates about 15 terawatt-hours each year. This is also a geography game.
So how much steel will you be producing in 2025, and how much green hydrogen or green electricity will that require?
We start off the plant to ramp it up to 2.5 million tons of steel, and then there is another phase to add some equipment in order to reach the full potential of the full plant, which is 5 million tons.
Can you give us a bit of an idea as to how much more expensive the ton of steel is from this process?
Yeah. Compared to ground price, it is one steel, it is about 20 to 30% more expensive.
They're happy to pay this as car companies, all sorts of sort of buyers.
We have had discussions with the customers that the willingness to pay is
Another startup, Boston Metal, is working on an electrochemical process called molten oxide electrolysis to make green steel. To ease the cost of the transition, several European countries are offering taxpayer support. In Belgium, ArcelorMittal's plan to build a DRI plant as well as 2 new electric arc furnaces is being supported by funding from the federal and state governments. Germany is also backing decarbonisation plans by ThyssenKrupp. While in the UK, Mittal's owner, the Starter Group, has been promised £500 million of state support to build an electric arc furnace. Unions, however, are also worried about the impact on jobs from the transition and want it to be gradual.
The report the video shows that our electric arc furnace was larger and 3,000 rockets. That is a big concern. We do have to decarbonise. The unions totally endorse that. But like I said, we need to do it over this full period of time because we have to look after our people and we have to look after the communities. The steel works is the community. Everybody that works here is from here and the surrounding areas. I live 50 miles away and travel here every day from that time. It used to be a job for life. I came here and never wanted to leave. It was something I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
There are other challenges. The industry has yet to agree upon the standard on green steel. It also needs to consider how to trigger demand for green steel. Are customers even happy to pay a green premium? And if so, how much? The rest of the world needs to act too. The developed world cannot act in isolation.
Is the steel industry on track to meet its net zero climate targets?
We have seen in the last few years a lot more progress from the industry, but overall, no, the industry is not on track. We are not seeing movement quickly enough. Governments are often major consumers of steel because they build out infrastructure. Governments have a lot of power to be choosing how the materials for these projects are procured, but there's still quite a bit of a build out of the coal-based, emissions-intensive blast furnace-based oxygen furnace technology. A lot of these conventional coal-based steelmaking routes are still subsidized by government, so those subsidies need to be removed now and put subsidies on the green steelmaking until they can get up to the scale where they're competing. If we see more instances of carbon taxes, ways of accounting for embodied emissions, then yes, these cleaner steelmaking projects should be able to compete. This is not the first time the steel industry has gone through a major technology shift. Open heart furnaces were really popular 100 years ago. Those were even more emissions intensive, and those are accounting for less than 1% of steel production now. The steel industry has been through these big changes before. It's totally possible to go through them again. Build out infrastructure. Governments have a lot of power to be choosing.
Right, as I told you, those are the things which prominent in the iron steel industry. The most developed countries are engaged in this industry. So these are the questions how to do this at home and we bring on the next week. Till then, have a nice day, nice week. Bye bye, see you. Bye.
Have a nice day, madam.